Welcome back, Willie.
It's been a long day, a long week, but I'm glad to be back with you guys and ready to do the thing.
Well,
the old video.
Glad to have you back. Now that we gotta figure out a name for ourselves again.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we do, huh? That is on the block.
On the checklist.
Yeah.
Punch list. All right, but this week, welcome back to our podcast. We're going to be talking about the 5 best things that we like about the 35 corridor, all the way from San Antonio up to Austin. This is kind of an answer to the one we had a couple weeks ago. I had somebody tell me that they wanted to hear some of the best things, and so we're going to go over some of the things that we love about this area. The first one that I'm going to start off with is that the whole area is family oriented, all the way from Austin down to San Antonio. I love that San Antonio has so many different places that you can go for families, including like SeaWorld, including the Six Flags, but not just that, but like all the rivers, the lake, everything.
The beach.
The beach, yes.
Not to mention the parks they have over here, man. There's so many of them, right?
Yes.
You go out there, the water parks that are just open for anybody to go to, the public water parks, the public parks. Like, you can find hidden gems everywhere. I was riding past the fire department that was like just near my house. There's a park hidden right behind the fire department. It's called Memorial Park. So I was really surprised at that.
How many times have you driven around and just found a random park and you're like, let's try that one sometime?
Yeah, big time, man. Awesome. It's always like a nice little thing to find. There's a new hidden gem to take your family to.
Oh, I love it.
So,
What about you, Bryson?
In Austin?
Yeah.
I will say the parks in Austin are super nice. And I same thing with me. I just go around and I find random ones all over the place. There's one, I think I may have mentioned this in an episode a while back. There's one called Graciewood Park. Super, super cool. It's weird. It's like an apartment complex that like you park at the apartment complex, and then there's a park that is like just goes by the river that's next to it. And it's a whole like walking trail type of thing, but they also have, at least when I've gone, that riverbed sometimes dries up in certain areas and you can go off the trail onto the riverbed trail, which then there's like paths that other people made and things like that. So
Oh, cool.
a little interesting. But Austin has some really cool parks. There's that. Zilker Park is the big one. That's the one where all the families are at. Everyone's out there doing ultimate frisbee, spike ball. Just having a
Ultimate
good time.
frisbee.
Yeah, there's
Man, I can't even do like regular.
I don't even know what regular frisbee even qualifies for. But then there's Lady Bird Lake, also in Austin. They have some really cool, like you can go rent a kayak or a paddleboard and get out on the water, which is awesome. And you want me to give something outside of nature for Austin too?
Yeah.
Because Austin is a extremely diverse city in terms of the people and also the things to do. And so, kind of the 2 biggest scenes that have really blown up in Austin are the comedy scene and the music scene.
yes.
Those are just thriving currently.
I would say that seems to go hand in hand with music and comedy.
Yeah.
Because they typically, anytime they have a comedy show, hey, let's put a band in the back. Just so we can have something going on.
Yes, like Kill Tony in
Yes.
Austin, they have like a live band in the back that accents the comedic elements of things. But yeah, I haven't been to too many. I've only been to one comedy show, and I've only been to a couple music things in Austin. But I've loved the ones I've gone to, and I know there's so much more out there. It's just I haven't had the time.
We went out to Austin to go see the Dave Chappelle show a while back, man. That was awesome, man. It was an experience. So they had like Drake up there just a few months ago. Last month? Was it even last month? It was a couple weeks ago, right? Because he stays in and out of there.
He was at Houston, I know. I think he was in Austin.
Yeah,
too.
he was in Austin because he went out to Austin. He actually came down here for a little bit and then shot back up to Austin. So
You know what I keep on hearing is more and more of these non-Hollywood but like famous people are moving out to Austin.
Yeah, yep, and Houston actually.
And
They're moving out to both areas. I know 50 Cent moved out to Houston.
I did not know that.
I think who was it? I think Drake actually owns a house out there somewhere.
I had a friend tell me they went to Gabriel Iglesias' comedy show that he did down here in San Antonio, and he mentioned our local, what's that weasel place? Bucky's. He mentioned Bucky's.
Local weasels. A little beaver. Beaver
Oh,
weasel.
yeah, the
Same
beaver.
thing.
What?
Same thing. Everybody's like a weasel place. What?
How dare you?
Weasels.
How dare you do that to Bucky?
That is true. That was kind of blasphemous.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
He just looks okay. But anyway, he actually mentioned that he's gonna be seeing everybody more often, which means he's gonna be down in this area as well.
Maybe, or just be out here a lot more often. A lot of people are starting to like pick up that, you know, a lot of San Antonio people, we go up to Austin like whenever they have these concerts and things. So like, I mean, it's like, hey, they're having it in Austin. Well, it's an hour and a half away. Let's go up there. You know, so I mean, I'm surprised that more artists had to come out here to do things. I've seen some of the comedy people come out here, like they're picking up on it. They're starting to come out here, but you know, some of the music artists, I wonder if it's a manager type thing where they figure they can make more money in certain areas. But I feel like they're still missing out on a big pool of money here.
Creativity breeds the other creativity, so they just want to be together.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what's going on. But I mean, that kind of speaks to the next thing, because we've been talking about how you can go to different places and there's parks everywhere. I think some of them are kind of coming down here because they can be inspired by the nature that we have around here too. I would say we have a lot of access to, like, the dry riverbed that you were talking about that dries up every now and again. I know that I found this once.
I haven't been there in a minute, but
The what?
I have to go
chances
to
of it
dry
dry
right now.
Oh. There's this one spot that I found just the other day, and apparently it's like well known because even the tube companies will come and pick people up there and then take them back to the beginning. But I was just driving around New Braunfels, and all of a sudden I see this park over here, so I'm driving in there, and there's no one's there, first off, which is amazing. Second of all, the river runs right through it, so I can get right up to the water and take pictures, and maybe I'll include a couple that I took. But oh my gosh, just gorgeous area, and it pulls something out in you just being connected to nature like that again. It's really nice.
Awesome.
I guess I don't really get one with nature that often. I mean, I take my dog for a walk, and that's about it.
Any dog
There's nothing
parks
wrong
that
with
you
that.
like going to?
No, just a neighborhood.
The neighborhood dog park, which is the neighborhood itself. Yeah, cool.
Does your dog ever chase the deer?
No.
do you ever see it?
She chases a bunny. But then they'll turn around and like chase her.
I said so. The bunny's like deer size to her.
No. No. I mean, the bunnies are small, but she does chase them through her backyard. And then last time there was a really little one, and it kept hitting it couldn't find the gap to get through.
Oh.
And then, but I have seen a bunny chase her, and she gets real scared.
Got it. Awesome.
You know, we have friendly people. I
Yeah.
will say, like, this area, I mean, in general, people are more friendly in Texas. I feel like I hear that all the time when people are like, wow, y'all are just nice. Like,
It's the mannerisms, and they are different from other places, especially being somebody that's like been so many different places. Like people's mannerisms are just different. So you know, people actually talk here. I remember like when me and my wife came out here, one of the weirdest things that she saw was it was me and this guy. We were standing inside of a store, didn't know each other. We just started talking, having a whole conversation. She's like, hey, how you doing? We just started talking, right?
and she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And
who's
she's
that?
she's like, no. Her question
Do you
was,
know him?
do you know him? Like, y'all were talking like y'all know each other. I was like, no, don't know him, never met him. It was just like, that's just how it is here in Texas. People speak to each other. Like, you say somebody, you say something. You say, hello, how you doing? And it's not like one of those things where you have to be nervous about it.
It's
for the most
neighborly.
part. It's just neighborly, right?
Yeah.
So there's some places where you really don't talk to people because of the fear that they're probably after something else. And, you know, it could be jacking, it could be getting whatever. So you have to just be careful, you know. But here it's like, it really just depends on where you're at. But for the most part, people are neighborly. It's southern hospitality that everybody
For
talks
sure.
about. So
Yeah.
I think my biggest thing about San Antonio that I love is like, we kind of touched on it a little bit, but the proximity, the location,
Oh yeah.
right? Because like you're close to just about every other cities. You got Austin right there. You have Dallas. Dallas is what, like you said, 5 hours away, right?
I think it's a little
Houston's-
longer.
Houston's 3 hours.
Susan's driving is 10 hours.
Depending on how fast you're driving, right? Nah, I'm joking, but Houston's like 3 hours away. The beach is 3 hours away. You got what we said, Laredo. Laredo's like not far from here, about 2 hours away. And then what else is around here? There's just so much to do. I mean, like it's so many places you can go. You don't just have to stay in San Antonio. You can get around and go to these different cities that are right nearby and just check them out as well.
One thing I've noticed, so I've gone up to Blanco, or Blanco, they call it Blanco up there. So Blanco's like an hour away from San Antonio, maybe 2 hours if traffic's funny. Blanco prides itself on being a dark city, and what that means is that when the lights are out at night, you can see the stars, like all of them.
Nice.
Okay.
And that's 2 hours away from San Antonio, where you can have nightlife and all that. And so that's just another great aspect of living in this area. And I mean, that is even because it's half an hour from Johnson City, or maybe an hour. If Johnson City to Austin, that's another hour. So
Clearly, we
everything
don't
is
know our
connected.
time between places. More or less.
The thing about Texas.
Estimated.
The thing about Texas.
There's some legalities behind the estimated on that part. I mean, he can't just go out there and say, "Hey, we're speeding, or driving slow." Estimated time,
Right.
Good. So
One of the
There
best
you go.
things about Texas is the speed limits.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're 70 almost everywhere, and then up to 85 in some places.
Where are they 85?
I think between Houston and San Antonio,
Yeah, sure.
there's a stretch that's 85.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. Okay.
Yeah.
They're suggested, right?
You know what? There's a rule. You go with the flow of traffic. If everybody is flowing at 85, you're going 85 just like everybody else.
Yeah.
True.
Unspoken rules.
Texas is one of the few states that you can get pulled over for holding traffic up. Like,
I like that.
I
You don't know
do
how
too.
many times I've seen somebody get in the left lane for passing,
Oh my
and then
god.
they just like right next to the car, and that just drives me bonkers. Like I lose my mind. I'm like, what are they doing? They're driving the same speed. Get over! And then you like think they're gonna pass, and then they just like match them again. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, please, like get over, do something so I can pass.
Well, on Highway 90,
Yeah.
I mean, that happens all the time. When I do go to Houston, I do go and I do the speed limit. I don't, I'm not like a snail.
In the right lane.
In the right
In
lane.
the right.
But I use left for passing. But sometimes there's 18-wheelers in the left
Yes.
lane. I'm
Yeah.
like, why are you over here?
All those are turtle races. You know? Unless my brother's driving it, then I know that he's getting by.
positives and negatives
Yes.
to the road.
Yes, yep.
That's for sure.
Awesome.
So, I mean, those are the best things about living in this area.
What was one more best thing about living here?
We're all here.
I mean, that and we're in a state with no taxes. I mean, gosh.
No.
That is-
Well, the state doesn't.
the state doesn't. When you do your income taxes, you
Yeah,
ain't
there's
get
no
no
income
taxes. You ain't get no income taxes. You ain't worried about that. I claimed Texas since I joined the military, before the military, and after. Like it's.
And that's actually another thing. There's a lot of military in this area.
Yeah.
And so I would say the protection level is kind of way up there because you know that the person next to you or the person after them has probably got a gun.
I won't go that far into it, but what I will say is that it's a certain mindset that they have because they, a lot of the veterans have a way that we're trained and we're taught, and it's not, being a service member isn't just like it's not like a habit or like this is just my job. It's like this is a way of life.
Yep.
So how you carry yourself, you have to carry yourself as an ambassador. So when they're out in the public, they're going to be a certain way. They're going to act a certain way. They're not going to, there are certain rules that they, like, you think just going to jail would be easy. It's like, man, I wish I was there. As a veteran, you're like, I wish I just went to jail, man. You got to go back and deal with your commander, your supervisor, your chief, all these other people,
The
your first
officers.
sergeant. It's like, man, I do not want to get in trouble, like, period. So, like, they have a lot riding on how they carry themselves in their demeanor. And they want to make a positive impact on the local area. So that's one of the benefits of having like the military installation that's nearby, and then just the influx of opportunities that are available that come with that. So I mean, it's a lot that a base generates. You got, a lot of stuff that's working for the good. So
Absolutely.
Shout out to all of our military members.
hats
Thank
off
you.
to y'all.
Thank you, Willie.
Oh,
Thank you, everybody.
doing thing, So, but yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Anything else?
I mean, the only other thing I could think of is the sports for kids.
Mm.
There's a lot of opportunity for kids to play sports and for kids to be well protected as they play sports. I've seen lacrosse out here, which I don't normally see. I've seen, what's that one where it's not football, but it's like football, where they throw the
Soccer? No, I'm just kidding.
Rugby.
yes. Football, but not football. Soccer.
I was like, when he says football, he means football? Football. And he
My
says
Mexican
soccer.
side's coming
I
out.
was like, football. That's what he means. She said it.
But yeah, no, I mean rugby's out here. I've seen high schools with lap pools in them so that they can have
That's one thing.
swim teams.
Yeah.
I don't see that in other places.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That is one of the other things I'll say is the education is out here is phenomenal as well.
Awesome.
But now I think we've covered everything that is the best about the
Oh,
world.
yeah. A lot
So-
of political.
We said 5 best things, maybe had like
100.
Texas is great. So.
20. Who cares, right? It's just move here. It's great.
You can go back and see
Don't
our
move
worst,
here,
yeah.
our worst complaints. They're like nothing compared to how much we love this place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
Incredible.
Yeah, Willie, sorry you couldn't be there for the worst things.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't
He's not
believe
even
it.
think of any.
We named
You know
your
what?
absence as the
I just
primary
didn't want to
worst
be there for the worst because I don't see anything bad about it. That's why I didn't show up to that one.
thing. Incredible.
Awesome.
Make sure you guys tune in next time. We're going to be covering something more
Intense.
professional based. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
that.
more intense. So,
Same.
different time, different day, same thing.
Oh yeah.
Come and join us again. Love seeing y'all. Make sure you
Like the video.
Comment.
Subscribe.
and share.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye.